welcome as well. It's good to see everybody and see your smiling faces. God is a faithful God, and I hope that you'll be encouraged today. We hope that you'll get a stronger sense of your purpose. And we hope that, honestly, you come out a little bit different than when you walked in the door. We believe that the Bible changes people's lives, and we are hopeful that that Bible will change your life as well. Amen? Well, today, I don't know about you, but it's one of the biggest challenges sometimes in life is to have like a friend, a family member, keep those relationships healthy. Have you ever had people in your family and stuff that I don't know why, but it's very dysfunctional? Like things aren't right. You got people that won't talk to certain people. If you're going to have a cookout out in the backyard, and if somebody's there, then somebody else is not going to, they're there. They may come in the driveway. They may pull in and they may back right out and leave, right? And so the reality is having healthy relationships is extremely important. And I can think of many times that even in my own family where relationships haven't been healthy. When my grandfather passed away, it's sort of, I guess he was I don't know what he was, a peacemaker, or maybe just his presence brought peace. But once he passed away, there was some tension in some relationships. Not in me. I was only 12, 13, 14 years old. But I knew it was there. I knew it was there, right? I remember when I was about maybe 14 years old, they were meeting, and I was supposed to be in bed, but, I was a curious kid. So I walked up to the top of the stairs, and I sat there, and I listened to what was going on, and it was dysfunctional. I don't know how else to put it. It was dysfunctional. And I would love to tell you that relationship worked out. Actually, at the very end, it worked out. But how sad that is to go years and years where it doesn't. And I got to be honest with you, in churches, there are unhealthy people and unhealthy relationships. I volunteered at a church for about a year and a half, and not that current pastor, but in the history of that church, and maybe it was about 40 years, they had like a board meeting of a church. They had leaders within the church meeting with the pastor on 2 different occasions, 2 different pastors. So it wasn't like back-to-back weeks or months or whatever, where a board member had literally struck the pastor with his fist. That's dysfunctional. And guess what? When I showed up, I didn't know, and I felt like God had called our family there. And we helped a pastor there that was, after this had happened, but there was still a lot of unhealthy things going on in that relationship and in that church. And so today, what I want to talk about is promotes healthy relationships. So a church that gains heaven's applause, right, promotes healthy relationships, right? I don't know. Sometimes there's problems in the family and different things going on, and those things tend to rise. And sometimes I don't know if you've ever been in a worship service, and my God, I hope it's not here ever, but you can feel tension. You don't feel the presence. You feel tension in the church. It shouldn't be like that, right? Who's there to kill, steal, and destroy, and basically divide one against the other? That's not God's presence that does that. And so it's very important. And we've been talking about this idea of traits of churches that gain heaven's applause. We talked the first week, we talked about just having a hunger for the presence of God. That a church that gains heaven's applause is honestly like irresistible and attracts God, is that they have a hunger for the presence of God, right? That sort of makes sense, that people come hungry. People want to experience God. They love to worship. They love to sense Him. They love to hear the Word. They love to hear sometimes just preaching. I don't know. Sometimes I hear somebody speaking, and it's just like stirring me up on the inside while I'm hearing somebody speaking, right? So that's the very presence of God. Number 2, a church that remembers who she is. So we're irresistible to God, or we gain God's applause by being a place that remembers who she is, right? As the church, right? We're the bride of Christ. What we do matters. I think I've said that for the last 4 weeks. What we as a church do makes a significant difference. It makes a difference in our families, it makes a difference in our own lives, and it makes a difference in our community. And for some reason, many churches just think that it doesn't matter what we do, but we are tied in as the bride of Christ. That means we're a part of Christ, and that means that His power is available to us. And so what we do matters, and as the traits of a church that gains heaven's applause, we are to remember who she is. A few weeks ago, I brought out the heart, a couple weeks ago, and talked about living heart first. our person, our purpose, our passion, who we are, that these things are important, and we should be people that follow our heart, and we've got to guard our heart, but we should live heart first as a church, and that is significantly important. And the other thing, too, is that we should practice, and finally, practice gratefulness, that we should be a grateful people. I don't know, sometimes if we find out what's wrong with everything, we're probably not practicing gratefulness. I know sometimes there have been